And welcome to the Maribyrnong Tennis Club. My name's Robert Winstone, and you are here with Winston Sports Media. And today I'm joined by Alex Bolt, currently ranked 150th in the world of the men's tennis game. Welcome, Bolty.
Appreciate it.
Bolty, it was only 3 years ago that you were playing senior footy for Maipo Longa. Tell me, what was it about that experience, and what was the catalyst for you to come back to professional men's tennis?
Yeah, obviously going back home and being able to play for a local club that I grew up at was pretty cool. But yeah, after about 9 months, I got that fire in my belly that made me want to come back to tennis. I saw a lot of the Aussie guys doing really well, and yeah, that sort of gave me the fire and the will to want to come back and play tennis.
You made a decision to come back to tennis. Who were some of the major influences within your personal life that really, sort of egged you on to come back to the game that you love?
I'd have to say my parents. I wouldn't say they tried to get me back into tennis. It was more of whatever made me happy. They were going to support me in whatever I did, and then that happened to be tennis.
Alex, it's been a phenomenal 2019, the past 12 months. What have been some of the driving factors behind your improved form and your rise up the tennis ranks?
I think it's probably the consistency with the group of people I have behind me, the coaches, and everyone else that supported me throughout the year, which has been able to make me have a more consistent season.
Alex, you've taken some impressive sculpts in 2019, obviously notably earlier this year at the Australian Open, 2 5-set classics against Gil Simon and the American Jack Sock. Tell me, take us back to that moment and what the feeling was like with the Aussie crowd, and obviously making finally your breakthrough at the Australian Open and making the third round. It must have been a really great feeling, and it really probably set you up for your current form in 2019.
Yeah, definitely. AO this year was an unbelievable experience. To get a couple quality wins in a row, and that epic match on Show Court 3 out there with all the crowd was amazing. And then again, making the third round to play on Rod Laver Arena was a dream come true.
It must be tough being away from Australia for the majority of the year as a professional tennis player. Tell me the things you do both physically and mentally to stay in touch with home here in Australia.
Yeah, it definitely is tough. You're away most of the year competing on the tour, but I try and message and call family and friends as much as possible in a lot of group chats with a lot of guys, and then also a lot of the Aussie tennis guys, we're pretty close as well, so that makes it easier.
Earlier this month, you spoke to journalist David. Stated to him, you're the type of player that will live and die by the sword. With that attitude, do you think that will be the catalyst for a successful Australian tennis of summer, and especially the upcoming Australian Open 2020?
Yeah, definitely. I think every player has to play to their strengths, and I feel like I've got a pretty aggressive game, so I feel like if I can bring that to the table every match, that's only good things are going to happen for me.
You said some of your strengths. What more specifically are your strengths?
I'd have to say my serve and my forehand. I like to set up points with those, and they're really big weapons for me.
Bolty, you're only 26 years of age. Do you feel like your best tennis is still ahead of you? And what are some of your goals for the upcoming 2020 ATP tennis season?
Yeah, definitely. I still think there's still a lot of improvement in my game that I feel like I can get. And yeah, I guess the first goal that I have for the next season is definitely cracking the top 100. I feel like that's really in sight, and I feel like I can really get there.
Bolty, who is some of your current day sporting heroes, and what is it about the way they go about their professional sporting prowess that makes you aspire to be like them?
Yeah, probably Federer has to be one. The things he's done over his career and the longevity he's had, and the ability to do what he's been doing for such a long period of time is impressive. And
I believe you're a big basketball fan, and what about on the basketball courts? NBA? You got a couple of sporting heroes there?
Yeah, I'm a big Brooklyn Nets fan, so, Kyrie Irving, he's an unbelievable player. What he can do on the basketball court's very impressive.
Away from the professional tennis circuit, what are some other hobbies and interests that you do in your personal life just to sort of just chill out and get away from, obviously the tough gig, which is professional sport?
Yeah, it is tough. You always have to try and find something to get away from tennis just to, reset your mind. We've got a social basketball team, the Union Road Royals.
Okay.
So I put a lot of time and effort in that with a couple of my mates.
Fantastic. Before a big tennis match, what's your go-to meal? And what superstitions, if any, do you have before a big game of tennis?
I probably carb load, so any kind of pasta I usually smash. And yeah, I still sort of do. I used to watch like documentaries on basketball players that sort of get me revved up a little bit, try and get the juices flowing.
Bit of Air Jordan?
Yeah, Air Jordan, yep, is one of them.
Fantastic. What major tennis company are you currently sponsored by, Balti?
So I'm sponsored by Yonex, so they give me rackets and all my apparel and shoes.
Great. People measure success in many different ways. How do you measure your success both in life and professional sport?
That's a good question. I don't think it's a ranking thing. I think it's all within yourself and how you feel you are as a person. For me, especially on the court, if I portray myself in the right way, I feel like that's winning.
Okay, the race is on between Roger Federer, who's currently on 20 Grand Slams. He's aged nearly 38 years. And Rafael Nadal, he's aged 33. He's got on 19. Obviously, they've been the greats of the modern era since 2003. Who do you see, in your personal opinion, coming out as the GOAT once both their careers are finished?
Yeah, like you said, they've both had amazing careers. It's really tough to choose one. But personally, I've always got a soft spot for Federer, so I'd have to take him.
Obviously, it's a long year on the professional men's circuit. Who are some of your mates, both international and the Australian guys that you call your good mates on tour?
Yeah, we've actually got a few. I feel like all the guys travelling are really close. Demonar, Thompson, Matt Reed, Luke Saville, Max Purcell. The list goes on. Like I've missed a lot of guys, but we're all really close.
What about a couple of international? You can name drop a couple, maybe. Might be close with.
Not really. I think it's just
mainly Aussies.
Yeah, Aussie guys. We're a really tight group, and I wouldn't say keep to ourselves, but we're a lot closer than we are with a lot of the other guys.
As humans, we all have a go-to cheat meal, mate. What's your guilty pleasure in life?
That's an easy one. That's a Zinger Stacker box from KFC.
Great stuff. Balti, apart from being a star on the local footy circuit and also the men's professional circuit, we understand that you've been signed as a marquee player for a professional basketball team based here in Melbourne called the Union Road Royals. Tell us a little bit about the basketball team and obviously you're playing as a point guard and what you're expecting for season 2019-2020 upcoming.
Yeah, so we've got a team with my mates, the Union Road Royals, in a local social comp. Just a few of us boys getting together on a Tuesday night and having a bit of fun.
And some of your goals for season 19 and 20, I believe Aidan Hill, one of the superstars down there. You've also got Blaze Jovanovski. He's just pushing blokes over recently, getting suspensions, things like that. So, tell us a little bit about some of your other teammates.
I haven't met him, so I don't know anything about him.
Okay.
So, I'll be looking forward to meeting all the boys on Tuesday. I expect big things from the Union Road Royals this season.
To your last, or your successors, last Australian Open, you had the fluoro hair going there, mate. So upcoming 12 months later, is there any hairstyles in the planning for the upcoming Australian tennis this summer?
Potentially. I'll go to my stylist at Kosh's Cuts and Colours. I'm pretty sure he's got a few ideas, so we'll see what happens.
And any specific, maybe the mullet, bit of a fro, or
potentially mullet, yeah. And I think there could be a little bit of blonde coming back in the hair as well.
Beautiful, mate. Well, Balti, thank you so much for joining Winter Sports Media. Obviously, I'll be doing a feature article on you, just writing about 1,000 words, and it's an absolute pleasure to meet you today. And, mate, appreciate it.
Thank you. Cheers for having me.
No worries, mate. Thank you.